Good evening, everybody. Tiger here. Welcome to round 4 of the RWB International Formula 1 League, and we're at Shanghai. As ever, I'm here with my indomitable alien friend from Beta Kappa 9 in the Andromeda Galaxy, Speed. How are you, buddy?
I'm good, mate. Yourself?
Very good. Now, are you looking forward to this as much as I am? Because I've got popcorn, I've got crisps, I've got Coke, I've got my smoking stick is full, I've got 4 screens of info, and I'm ready to go.
I'm ready like a nun in a sweet shop.
None in a sweet shop. Fantastic. Right, now, listen. So far tonight, we've got 17 out there. 15 minutes qualifying. We're 2 minutes into it at the minute. There'll be a 5-minute warm-up afterwards, and then we go into the race. Quick reminder from race 3. So in race 3, the winner of race 3 was Seahacks, who I believe has got a fan club out there. He's got his old teacher. He's got his first communion, his first priest that gave him communion. I believe his parents are out there and all sorts. So listen, getting it right out front for Seahacks' parents and family. They've all hired a community centre, apparently. There's about 50 of them. So we'll try not to swear. We'll try not to drop a bomb. But you know what? This is RWB, not BBC, Channel 3 or ITV. So we may just every now and then say, Jesus shit! Look at that. I'm afraid we can't do anything about that. Seahacks won the last one at Imola. And Luca Gray, Squid Flipper, Flipper Squid, Squid Lips, Liquor Squid, Squid Squid. He came second. He done a fantastic strategy. Just remind us, Speed, what that was.
He did an unbelievable one-stop race on soft tyres, which was, I know it was possible on the softs, on the mediums, sorry. But on the softs, I think it was pushing it a bit. I think if he'd done the mediums, I would have actually been, in a fight for the win at the end.
Yeah.
So he's learned from it, and probably he'll do mediums next time. He can do a one-stopper.
Yeah. Absolutely, yeah. So it'd be interesting to see what his strategy is tonight. Just looking at the board there, where is he? We'll come back to that in a minute. Third place last week at Imola was Milan, who interestingly in the post-race interviews really gave himself a hard time, didn't he? I mean, and why? Because he's a high performer, and it was quite interesting to hear him say that he wasn't happy with his performance, Speed.
Yeah, we all suffer from it. I suffer from it. I know a lot of other people do. It's like you over criticize your race. Yes, it may look from the outside that you pulled the blinder, but everyone knows you don't do a perfect race. There's no such thing as a perfect race. It's one of them that you critique yourself. You made one little mistake here, and it'll grind on you. Because that mistake could have cost you so much.
Yeah.
So I know everyone's criticised themselves.
Indeed. Quick couple of shout outs. One to Rodders, I know is away in overseas, and also to FX, who I know is dealing with some family deployments to university up north. And a shout out to Gabsy as well, who's providing us with the tech support with the stream, etc. And if you can hear me, Gabsy, chuck the volume up a little bit on the stream. Apparently the sound's low on cars on the cars. Shout out to those guys in YouTube as well. 7 of you at the minute. Please keep us company. Post your messages on there. Speed and I are both watching it. I believe we're restreaming to Twitch as well, aren't we?
Yes, and I'm keeping an eye on the Twitch chat, so obviously post your messages there as well. Both message box come to me, so I can see them. So don't be hesitating. Just get your messages out there, and we'll do as best we can to answer them.
Indeed, we will. Cool. All right. So, I'm just looking at the list there. We've got Rigel, we've got Seahats, we've got Mark Beam, we've got Pinto, we've got Luca. There he is, Luca Gray. Justin Madley, Zach Etier, RWB Pinpoint, Sean Wright, Dave Crew, Audi, Al Gartner. Great to see Al out there. Chase Tune, Ashley Keane, Cos, Charger. So there's a good run, a good bag out there. Now we need to remind ourselves, and just to remind you, that of these 12 rounds, 3 of those rounds can be dropped. And this, in real terms, it means that actually, you can have a bit of a life. Apart from me and Speed, who in this stinking commentary box, it means that you can drop 3 of those races, have three weekends of 3 Saturdays of a break, or actually do them all and drop your 3 lowest races. Speed will talk about points and so forth later on, and we'll have a quick zip around in a minute with someone that we'll choose, and Speed will talk to us about that. And then afterwards, I'll then give you a quick rundown of the track. Quick orientation for you on what you're looking at. You're looking at the stream, obviously. Top left-hand corner is the running order. Next to that is the nationality. Next to that is the sim they're using, in this case, Raceroom. Then there's a black box. That should be the tyre compound. But if you actually look at the bottom of the screen there, we're currently looking at Luca Gray on the right-hand side. You can see where it says an S. That means he's on soft tyres. The black box in the top left-hand corner, in that area there, that's where the tyre would normally be. So don't be looking for it. In the right-hand side currently is their times that they're running on the qualifying session. I believe that will be carried through to the race rather than the time differentials. But we've got that data. No, we haven't got that data actually, but we've got the sector data, so we can look at ensuring that you're kept up to speed with time differentials between them, etc. Really looking forward to this. This is going to be a really, really good race. Speed, I don't know whether you're in the position to just give us a quick rundown of the points and the current scores, top 5 perhaps. I am.
No, back on me. Just give me 2.
All right. Well, Speed will just bring up his data and then give us a quick rundown of the top 5. And while he does that, I'll just give you a very quick brief overview of the circuit, and then we'll have a quick reminder of the points. Then we'll jump in, have an orientation of the circuit, and then afterwards I'll finish off with a little bit more track info. So Shanghai International Circuit. Good morning, Vietnam. It's the wrong country, isn't it? Yes. This is in China, not Vietnam. In the Jiangdang district, northwest of Shanghai, central coast of China. So sort of the East China Sea end, really. It's the country's biggest city, 24.24 million in this one district of China. Now, to give you some sort of parity, if you're in the UK, that's about a third of the size of the whole of the United Kingdom. 3.4 miles, 5.4 kilometres, 16 corners around here. Let's see whether we can pop up the track map for you. It'd be great if we can.
I don't think he's working, mate.
Oh, that's such a shame. Oh, there we go. Great. 16 corners, 9 left, 7 right, 2 hairpins. 1 at T6 and 1 at T4, or turn 6 and turn 14, sorry. A 1.4 kilometre back straight and a 1.2 kilometre main straight. So this is really fast around here, and Speed will take us around in a minute. Lots of medium to slow speed corners and bends. And turn 1 to turn 4 is unique in the calendar. You've got a parabolic or a hairpin, an S section, and actually turn 1 to turn 3 goes all the way back round on itself. We can just see Pinto there entering it all the way back round on itself, 270 degrees. And turn 7 to turn 9 is an extended S section. We just see Jammer coming out of there on the map, excuse me. And a 90 left at turn 10 and turn 11. Jammer just coming up to turn 11 there. So there you go. That's a quick intro of the circuit. Let's have a rundown of the scores and the doors, Pete.
So currently in 10th place is Dan. And then over 10th place Bradley on 67 points. 8th place on 64 versus Siha. Chicane is 66. Black 9 is 67. 5th is Luca Gray with 81. 4th is Rodders with 90. 3rd currently is Beans with 93. 2nd is Benjamin with 115, and the current leader of championship is Ryder with 130.
Awesome. Ryder without Garner, do you want to take us around?
Give me a second, I need to lower my volume.
Oh, we were. We were riding with Al Gartner. Cool. So that's given you a rundown of the top runners. So let's choose someone. Charger. Yeah, we're currently riding with Charger now. Where's Charger? Let's see. Now, unfortunately, this track hasn't got track names or corners. So he's just coming towards the hairpin, turn 15, 16. So we'll use Charger. He's on the back straight here. No, he's not.
He's going blind now, so there's another lap. So he's coming from what you want to make it as wide end as possible, so right over the curb.
No, we won't ride with him then. Okay, so pinpoints on the... good grief, are they all hearing us tonight? What on earth is going on here? Come on, we're trying to give you some exposure and you keep jumping back to the pits. You're on qualifying. We've got 2 minutes left. We're running with Luca Gray. He's a little bit far out, isn't he? Let's go with Mark Bean.
We'll go from here. Okay, so you're coming down this towards 5, 6, 7 hairpin. Pretty simple, you know, brake. I'm a bit early, so I don't run wide and get on the power really early through this fast section. You literally to the floor through this left-hander, brake down 2 gears, getting curb on the left, brake early for this one. Really deceiving that you can run in there hot. All you do is just run on that, get the power as early as possible. Try and the start to spin. Obviously, braking this corner, yeah, that's a good line there. Be really aggressive on that curb. Really opens you up to this corner so you can get the power really early. Hook that right hander, just let off the steering down this back straight. Now you should get up close to 100 mph down here. And you're thinking about your braking point now for this hairpin. Really crucial this one, you can lose a lot of time. Brake just on that curve there, down to first gear. Boot it round here, get on the power, try not to lose the arse end on power. Come back across to the right for this last corner. Really difficult for me this weekend, that one. Really struggled with keeping the car on the track on the outside. You really got an inconsistent bump off the inside curb. It usually pushes you out really bad for that corner, but I don't think anyone else is on a lap at the minute.
Let's have a look, Speed. Let's pop that track map up. Let's ride with Pinto.
Pinto's coming towards the end of his lap.
Yeah, he's coming towards. Well, they've got a 5-minute warm up. Undoubtedly, some of them will go out there. So there we go. Now, so Sean Wright hasn't got a team. That's a shame.
No, he was late coming. I think he was looking around for one. Obviously, we've had a couple of people leave due to other commitments. I know Night Flight has left due to being given an offer that he could not refuse. So he's
the only offer I get that I can't refuse is on a Tuesday night. I can't refuse that.
That we're charging his sex dungeon.
Come on, this is a family show. Let's not start on Charger just yet. But on a serious note, a shout out to Charger. Just in case you don't know, as I'm sure probably some of you do, he's one of our oldest members, 68, 9 kids, 19 grandkids, osteoporosis, collapsed spine. He has his special chair. He's got a bag. I believe that he's had some sad news lately that he's also a haemophiliac. So he's just bleeding everywhere. He's got his own nurse. And you know what? He struggles through the week just to be able to perform on this league and the Thursday night. But apparently it wipes him out, Speed. That's it. You know, he's pretty much waiting for death now to die under an acacia tree.
Yeah, he pretty much doesn't turn up Saturday, Sundays, Mondays. Usually comes back for Tuesdays.
Yeah.
And disappears for another couple of days. Comes back Thursday. But then we don't see him until Saturday.
Yeah. Yep. Cool. Okay. So looking at Pinto now, Pinto is a very, very quick racer, as most of these guys are, but he has not had a couple of good races, has he? I was looking at some stats earlier on. He didn't finish at round 2 at Paul Ricard, and he didn't finish at Imola, which is a bit of a shame. And I don't think he took part actually in round 1. So, in fact, round 1. So I mean, he is a very, very fast racer. So looking for some good things from him tonight. Now, Seahacks, this guy here, Tom Weaver, he won down at Imola and pretty much spent the whole week not talking to anybody. He didn't wash, he didn't shave. His mother clipped him around the ears several times because he was starting to smell like Stig of the Dump, because this guy had put in hundreds and hundreds of laps at Imola. Now, Speed, has he done the same here?
Yeah, he's done a lot of practice. Obviously started, I think, 10 minutes after, he sprayed the champagne at him. He was back at it again for this one.
Well, good luck to him. We're looking for great things for him. Of course, Rigel taking some time out now, sitting there in the game of smug team as he smugly, slowly looks to the left and just glances over as someone leaves the pits, just oozing smugness in the team of the game of smug. But actually, if you're as quick as him and if you're as talented as he is around these tracks, you've probably got a right to be. But looking for some good things from him as well. I don't think he'll get caught out with some sort of far right strategies like we saw last week, will he?
I don't think so. I think it's pretty given that the soft tyres barely last at all around here. The mediums are struggling to get to 20 laps, so I think it's going to be either 3 stints on mediums or, 3, 3 stints on mediums, 2 stopper, or an actual 4 stop, a 3 stopper, use softs every time. Sorry, I've got hiccups.
Yeah. What is Luca Gray doing there? Just stopping in the pits? Not quite sure. Come on, Squid.
Very advisable to do practice starts.
Now, looking for great things for him as well from Luca. Young, exuberant. The guy's 14 years old. That's the range out there for you mathematicians. 14 to 68. In fact, I think I saw Al Gartner out there earlier on. I think he's slightly older than Charger, isn't he?
I think they're the same age, to be honest, mate.
Oh, fair play to him. If I was 68, all I'd want is an allotment, flat cap, a Jack Russell, and an egg banjo stain on my vest. I don't think I could have quite the amount of concentration that these guys have got to sip around here at this sort of sim speed. No way.
We just had a question, chat. Hello, chaps. Where can I place the bets? You can go to my bank account. You won't get any money back, but you can certainly place your bets there.
Indeed, you can, yeah. But actually, it's a good question. I'd say probably Seahacks. Don't discount Dave Crew. Don't discount John Haig, Rigel. Don't discount Pinto. Be very careful of the youngster. Young, exuberant, brave. If he had a tattoo on his head, it would just say "No fear." It's us that's reining him back on his racecraft. It's no different in a sim as it is in real life. That young racing drivers get clipped round the head by their chief engineers and by their team principals for exactly that. They also then mature a lot quicker. Max Verstappen, you only have to look at the age of him, and he's matured incredibly quickly from when he first joined the Formula One scene. And contrary to popular belief, he joined the Formula One scene off of his own merits, not off the back of his dad's, Jos Verstappen, and his merits. So, but in the early days, that's just the nature of the maturity, is it not? In sim racing and in Formula One or any racing series, the younger you are, the more the less fear you have.
Yeah, he's young, dumb, and full of cum.
young, dumb, and full of that which Speed is just mentioned there. Can't promise I won't start going really down and dirty later on in the race. I'm afraid sometimes I just can't control what comes out of his mouth, nor can Speed when we get going. 30 seconds then left of the warm-up, or 30 seconds of the time for them to get on the track. And then we will be up for an 80-minute race. And these guys will be absolutely exhausted at the end of this. This is the only series, the only league I'm not that jealous of not being on it. Right, red lights are on then. Let's see. John Haig in first, Seahack second, Pinto in third, and they're away. And we're looking at Pinto. And John Haig is secured in first place as he goes around the first corner. Oh, it just gets taken by Pinto in the blue and black. Rigel now, John Haig in second place with Luca Gray in third. Seahacks is now down to fourth. Almost that group of four have extended away almost immediately, Speed.
Yep, and just to know, everyone bar Cos is on medium tyres. Cos has opted for the hard tyres, going for a long stint, but everyone's on the mediums. Just how vicious the tyre wear is around here. The softs barely last 10 laps.
Yeah, I mean, if Luca Gray was to do a one-stopper on, as we just see Tom, just Seahacks, just nudge the backside of Luca there. Slow down, Tom. And by that I mean with the exuberance, don't get, what do they call it? They call it watch fright, don't they? Just keep your mind focused and stay on the grey stuff and race.
Yeah, he did this last week where he didn't get quite a good start and obviously, dropped down to the, I think, 7th position. But once he, chilled out, got his head back in the game, he, came through the pack. So he could possibly do the same this week as well, as Rigel and Pinto going side by side. Does that allow Luca to get alongside Rigel?
Luca Gray right up the chuff there. I mean, crikey, holy moly, you can smell him from there. And just, and that's good of Luke. I say that's good of him. What I mean is that was good racecraft, just to lay off a little bit and let that gap be created between Rigel and him, rather than go up the backside of him and just ruin the race before the end of the first lap. So good for them. Talking of which, and I'm hoping we can get this up here. Now this is interesting to look at that. We're currently running with Luca Gray, his blue on the track map there. So you can see that there's a group of three there, the front quadrant, Pinto, Rigel, Luca Gray. And then there's a second group of Pinpoint, Seahacks, Madley, Jammer. And then there's almost a third group, Dave Crew, Ashley Keane, Zach Etier, and Mark Bean. And then a fourth group, H-Tune, Cos, Al Gartner and Charger. Quite extraordinary after only two, coming on the second lap, we've got four very distinct groups.
Yeah, it just shows obviously the different pace difference. Obviously there's a group of, like you said, the group of three at the front, and then Pinpoint and Seahacks, then that group from 6th back to 10th, is it? Obviously I can't see the track map. The track map's not working for my screen.
Right.
I think once that, the first couple of laps settled down, obviously now they've got people that were second behind each other getting DRS now. So obviously Rigel's got to think of DRS against, obviously Pinto's got, it's Luca in second.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, I just flicked to Pinto so we can see him on DRS as he's just having a bit of a battle with Seahacks there.
Yeah, so you see Seahacks got through on Pinpoint, must have done it down the back straight. Obviously, we'll see in the true top speeds of these cars now. I reckon anything from 340 to 350 kilometres an hour down that straight, which I think is about 210, is it? Something like that?
Yeah.
Mile an hour?
Yeah, easily. So Rigel currently in first position there, just done a 134.451, and already, we go to, the back of the pack with Charger on a 1:38.384, so a good 4 seconds, as the range between the first and 15th. Somehow we've only got 15 runners. Did we lose 2?
Yes, we lost Audi. Crashed at the start. Obviously, his game crashed. I don't know what's happened to the other person. I'm not too sure. No one else has come to me. I can have a quick look in Discord to see who's left.
Now, Luca Gray certainly bringing it to Rigel. There's no question about that. And he will have DRS as he crosses. Then there we go. There's the DRS. And he'll have enough to certainly challenge coming into the 270, turn 1 to turn 4. Don't discount how difficult that corner is. Plus, you've got the undulation as well. And Luca really putting the pressure on here by looking at all the different angles and creating that sort of faint stance that Rigel, in his infinite wisdom and smugness, will he will not fall for that. He will quite simply say, "Do what you like, Luca, but the fact of the matter is, you better bring a quadruple A game to get past me." The thing is, Rigel, Squid Flipper, old Flipper Squid, old Squid Lips, can bring a quadruple AAA game at any point. If there is such a thing as a quadruple AAA. Really quite impressive lately, old Squid Lips.
Yep, obviously he's obviously stepped up his game. Obviously, since he got on a wheel with actual force feedback, he's actually stepped his game up massively. As you can see, the top speed's climbing now. He's up to 311. 311, 216, 217, 221. And that was an easy, obviously, just ever so slightly outbraked himself, but that was the speed. And obviously, it was Ashley got also disconnected. The transition to warm up. Ashley's in there.
That's a shame.
Ashley's in P11, so it must be someone else that's got the disconnected as well.
Well, a shout out to Ashley and a shout out to Audi. I can see Audi in the chat there. So bad luck, old boy. But please come join us. Come join us in the commentary box. It'd be great to have you with us. I know you'll be absolutely seething, and you'll be looking at sharpening the axe and going out and finding a poor, lonely person walking the Norwegian woods to take care of and get your frustration out on. But, come join us in the old commentary box there. Let's have a quick rundown, folks. So we've got John Haig, Rigel, the Chief Track Master, in first place. Luca Gray, Squid Flipper, in second place. Only 0.28, 0.38, 0.39, 0.45. Less than half a second away, constantly applying the pressure. When he comes around... when he comes around the start, and they've got they're coming onto the back straight. 1.4 kilometres this back straight as they're coming around this turn 10. This is a very, very long straight here, and if we look on the wing of Luca Gray, he's got DRS, so he's certainly got enough room to challenge Rigel towards the end here. But will he outbrake himself again? No. Well done, Squid Flipper, Lipper Squid. Squid. We need to change that tag. It's ridiculous.
Call him Luca. Easy.
But Rigel now within that 1 second, and certainly has got DRS, but obviously wouldn't use it at the end of that straight there, would he?
No, he'll probably use it probably down this next straight here, just to pull in closer. Probably down the little mini straight between the double left-hander and the tight chicane, and then obviously down the back straight, or maybe save it to use on the start-finish line. Give himself an extra boost down the start. There's many places you can use it, and obviously in the practice where's the best place to use it in practice.
And he's just going through turn 9 and turn 10, and a little bit of a small straight here towards the 90 left, and then around the sweeper at turn 12 and 13, and then of course Rigel has got that long back straight on the back with Rigel now, and he's just coming around turn 12, and this is where he'll now use DRS. He'll get his own back. Bosh, there it goes. And let's see the speed differential now as he now challenges Luca. Luca goes defensive on the inside, clearly that being a sound strategy, making Rigel look at the outside, but just enough just to close up, wasn't it, Speed? But not enough really to sort of challenge. But as I say that, look at that. Rigel again looks on the inside, but Lucas says, not today, Grandpa. Not today. I think you only have to be about 28 to be a grandpa to this youngster. But, you know, fair play to him. Now, quick sit rep for you. We've got Audi with us. Audi is with us in the commentary box. Audi, what you're watching on the stream is about, I don't know, you've probably better work it out, between 10 and 20 seconds behind. But talk to us. What happened?
Well, nothing much happened. I just got an error message just as I pushed race. So there I was at the start line and the gate crashed.
Nothing worse than a problem when it's not what I call a thumbs problem. You know, it'd be a bit different if you'd spun off and smashed it into a wall. You'd then have control over that next time round. But when it's the hardware or connection or net code, God, it's so bloody frustrating.
Yeah, but what can you do?
Well, you've got 3 races you can drop, right? So clearly you'll drop this one, won't you?
Yeah, well, I have to. But that's my second race drop then. So. But,
well, talk to us about the strategy you were going to use. What was your strategy going to be for this race in your?
Yeah, I've been practicing quite a lot. I've been planning on doing a full medium, but with a soft as an option if I manage to pull out enough of the medium. So I got going to say a short stint at the end.
Yeah.
What I found is that I could actually run the mediums all the way down to 0 and still keep within about half a second in my lap time. So it is is really stable.
And what was your sort of race pace out there, Audi? Your sort of lap times for a race pace? I mean, they're currently doing a 1:33, 34 around there. Mid 33s are the fastest to the sort of latter 34s in the top quadrants, right down to the sort of 37.
Well, I'm a midfielder, so I would say 35s. Sorry, about 35s in the race pace, I would say.
Yeah. Certainly fast enough to stay middle quadrant, let people fall off and exploit that, and have a good sort of strategy. And you know, I've no doubt you would have been in the top quadrants. Now we're watching Rigel and Luca at the minute, and you know, it wasn't I didn't see it, folks, or Speed didn't see it. You know, we didn't go overexcited purely because these two, they're going to yo-yo, aren't they? And whilst they're yo-yoing backwards and forwards, look who's closed the gap. Tom Weaver, Seahacks, now only 0.68 seconds behind Luca. Luca, you forget about him at your peril. But these 3, Speed, they're in a class of their own around here.
Yeah, I think this is just going to be a 3-way DRS battle, and it's just going to allow Pinto to just slowly close in on them, I think.
Yeah.
So obviously they're going to be doing the DRS. What they should do is just obviously stay line and stern and think about it. If the 2 people behind get the DRS, just let them 2 pass, and then obviously just keep on swapping, just race the timer, not the people. And then obviously when you get down to the nitty gritty, 10, 15 minutes to go, then start racing. Because you want to keep your numbers as low as possible. Obviously, you don't have to battle as many people then. But as Luca and Rigel, obviously swapped a few positions, slowed each other up. It's, just allowed CX just to slowly close on them. And now there's a third person in that battle. He's going to get a double slipstream and also DRS. So it's going to be a close one.
With Seahacks just coming into turn 9, there's 90 left, and then turn 10, this corner here, bit of an extension out in this small sort of straight here, and then into turn 11 and 12. Turn 12 round to the right, here we go, sweeps all the way around to turn 13, a fast exit out of turn 13 onto the 1.4 kilometre back straight. Now, clearly Seahacks has used this lap to close up, as he did, as we saw him on the main straight there. But it'd be good to see. I mean, he's 1 second behind. Luca and Rigel have swapped again, but I'm keen to see whether Seahacks can close it up to Rigel, 0.75 seconds, and whether he gets DRS to keep that in that top quadrant, which there's no reason why he shouldn't.
No, obviously, like I said earlier, they need to be strategic and obviously just keep going forward and not slow each other up. Obviously, pull away from the guys behind them and keep it to a 3-man. And obviously, in the pit stops, maybe do something different. If you're planning on doing a soft run at the end, maybe took that in the middle of your stint, so you can get in front. It's one of them that you just need to play around and adjust. So obviously, if you just stay line of stern, yes, you can pull away, but you're still going to be battling. If you want to just make a bold statement, maybe this, when you pit on this stint, at the end of this, chuck a set of softs on, low fuel, pull away, and then obviously do your normal stints from there. Give yourself, some breathing space. Because obviously
And
you're going to run faster.
Speed. Luca has got a slowdown penalty for track limits abuse. He's currently leading, but he's got now. Talk to us about that, and for anyone else who's not sure, what's the score there with the track limit abuse? What has he got to?
He's just got to basically slow down. He'll have a timer come up on his screen saying anything from 0.1 to 4 seconds. He has to slow and lose within a given 60 seconds. If he fails to do that, he'll get a drive-through penalty. I think the punishment is for ignoring the slowdowns. Well, that just means he's gone off track. He's deemed to gain an advantage. They said you've gained this advantage. This is your penalty. Take your penalty and don't do it again, type thing. Because I think it slowly gets worse if you're constantly doing it. The timer slowly goes up. So if you get a 0.1 on your first one, you might get a 0.4 on your next one. And I don't know. It will carry on going up and up and up.
And how many laps to clear that? 3 laps, is it?
No, you have a 60 seconds.
So there you go.
You have 60 seconds from when it tells you to get. You keep on leaving the map up, mate.
No, I've just taken it down.
Yeah, but I keep on getting messages that you're leaving it up.
No. Listen, people in YouTube chat, it was up for a reason, and I'll tell you why. Because otherwise, we're going to lose focus. The fact of the matter is, this group here are significantly in front of everybody else, and in about 3 laps, they're going to start coming across traffic. And what I wanted to see was to ensure that. Cool. Good, well done, C-Hacks. What I wanted to see the differential between the front group and the back group, and it's about 3/4 of a lap at the minute. Ashley Keane being right down at the bottom there. Oh, I think Zach Etier as crikey, them 3 are close, aren't they? 0.27 seconds.
I got some news on Zach. He obviously got disconnected just before qualifying, and obviously came back in. Didn't realise his pedal was, had a massive dead zone in it. Obviously, he's tried to race with it, but it's just obviously with it being the brake pedal and a massive dead zone at the start of it, just obviously caught him out and obviously put him in the wall and crashed. I think.
Something in YouTube from somebody about DRS. Yeah, of course they've got DRS, and you can see that when their rear wing, as we just see C-Hacks there, cut some grass, which have all that hard work is done closing up, and actually that's not going to do him good. But the rear wing will open up, and that'll allow airflow through, which obviously increases the speed of the car. Now I don't think C-Hacks has got any left. There it goes there. So C-Hacks now closing up 0.87, 0.88, but of course Luca Gray has also undoubtedly got DRS chasing this guy who has not got DRS and didn't have DRS because he was in first place or as they crossed the previous lap. So that is also a strategy, isn't it? Speed is to sort of not. Or if you think that they're faster than you, then let them overtake you before the start line, and then that will give you DRS to re-challenge.
Yeah, so what you really need to do is if you drop behind them at the start line and then get past them in the lap somewhere, preferably as early as possible, then use your DRS to your advantage to pull that 1 second gap so they don't get back on you, and that's a way of getting forward, getting away from them. Because I think once you get out of DRS, you really struggle to catch someone if they're not battling.
Yeah.
So obviously Luca's started to battle with Seahawk, so this is giving Rigel time to get away. But at the same time, he's getting DRS off Rigel because he was within a second of the start line. He's got 3 uses for the lap. So down these big straights, obviously he's going to close back in. So it's one of them, like, if you get DRS, you need to get past them as early as possible in the lap and then use it to your advantage to pull away, so you can get that second gap over the start line as the pit window opens.
So the pit window is open now, and the pit window closes. When does it close?
20 minutes to go, it'll close. It's a 40-minute pit window. There's also Seahawks has got a slowdown penalty as well. I was quite surprised Luca didn't get one for that last corner.
Yeah, very much so. Well, I mean, these 3 are on it. They're on it like a fox in a wheelie bin. They're all over it. And, again, a track map, up it comes. Where's my track map? There they are, coming up to turn 6, the hairpin there. And you can see they're just significant. I mean, 4 very clear pockets. This pocket here, the pocket that's been led by Jammer, is the second pocket. Then you've got the next pocket, which is being led by Mark Bean, and then you've got Charger, who clearly had a problem earlier on, either that or is being shaken to pieces and finding it difficult, but nonetheless 10th. So already after how many laps? Lap 14. We're on lap 14. But they are all, except Ashley Keane, on the same lap as the leader. And we can see that. Look, John Hay coming down the back straight, 1.4 Ks. Ashley Keane is the back marker. So another lap, and they will then start to come across traffic.
Yeah, this is good. I think this is going to go to all the way to the end, this race, between these 3. It's one of them, like, it's a DRS train at the minute. I don't think anyone can pull away. So it could come down to,
Beautiful move by Seahawk Speed.
Yeah, that was an awesome round the out move. Buffalo girled him.
Round the outside. Squid Flipper now will be flipping squids and expletives. And be careful, Squid. If your mum or daddy, you'll be in a world of hurt, and that force back will get taken back to cash converted.
I think it's one of them. Obviously, he's been passed now. He just needs to be, settle down. Remember, it's still a long race. He's obviously got the pace to stay with them. Just stay within that DRS zone and just keep your head in the game. At least you're going to be somewhere. Obviously, that's his second use of his DRS on this lap. So he's obviously not using it down the start line. Obviously, he wanted to get back past Seahawks as quickly as possible. But I think also Luca's got quite a low drag setup.
Very much. Look, see him closing 0.20, 19, 18, 17, 16, 15, 14. Not enough those speeds to look on the inside, and not enough of a threat for Seahawks to think that he had to go defensive on the inside. So, but close enough that he's going to get DRS again. They, Tom, Seahawks and Luca will get DRS again.
Yeah, I think Rigel's just personally waiting for a pit stop. So obviously he's staying out front. Now he's getting some hassle from Seahawks. I think Rigel's just been waiting and waiting. He's not pushing the car. He's just, obviously, these 2 are quite low down in the championship relative to Rigel. Rigel's winning, he's current leader of the championship, so he's no mug at this game, even though we do like to make out he's a smug mug. So, he'll just be there biding his time. He know what pace he can run. He knows what he's doing strategy wise. You can see that he's not struggling. He's not running wide. He's not feeling the pressure from the guys behind as they've got DRS. So I think it's just a matter of time before Rigel, either goes to the pits. Lap 16, the tyres will be getting pretty low now. I think the maximum these mediums will last is 20 to 21 laps, depending on how gentle you are. So
very closing up on Rigel, but is he going to take him on the inside? I don't think so. No, and Squidlipper just touches him at the backside. Now they've got to be careful. Full damage is on. Tyre wear. Oh, and they both go wide there. But will they get a penalty for that? I don't think so. But Squidlips just tucks in behind C-Hacks to see whether he can look on the inside coming into turn one. But no. So look, these two now back into their own little battle. Just a minute ago, it was C-Hacks and Rigel, and Squid Flipper is all over at the all over around that first turn 1 to turn 4, all over C-Hacks like a dustbin, like a Dalek on a dustbin.
Yeah, I think this could be the break that Rigel was looking for. Obviously, I think it was just within a second at the line. So if Rigel can put a really good lap together, he may be able to pull, that DRS gap away.
He needs to move the non-DRS position from him to Tom, to C-Hacks, in order to pull away, because as you said earlier on, it's a DRS battle, and no matter what differential he has in front of them, by the time he gets around, when you've got C-Hacks and squid flip-flops, with DRS, you're back to square one again, aren't you?
Yeah, but I think if Rigel does get away, I think C-Hacks and Luca need to look and say, right, then let's not battle. Let's just use the DRS to catch back up to him.
Yeah.
I'll give you DRS, you give me DRS. Work together to get as C-Hacks goes to the pits. So that's lap 17. So let's start just under 30 minutes, 3 minutes short of 30 minutes.
Yep. So a two-stop strategy then.
Yeah, possibly 3.
Okay, let's use this opportunity now to go through the field. So Rigel out there in first place. Last lap, 1:33.644. Second place, 1.23 seconds behind him at the minute. Luca Gray, Squid Flips, Flipper Squid, Flipper Burger. Let's come up with a different handle. Jammer is now in third place. Good to see Jammer up there in third. I know he'd be pleased with that. He's kept it a nice, tidy race, kept it on the grey stuff. And although we haven't seen him, what we did see was leading that second pack almost by the end of the first lap. There was very clearly 4 distinct groups, and Jammer was leading that. Pinto currently in 4th place. Justin Madley in 5th place. Again, keeping it tidy and on the grey stuff, which is good news. And certainly challenging Pinto. Dave Crew in 6th place. Mark Bean in 7th place. Good to see Mark out there in 7th. C-Hacks now out of the pits, having pitted fresh tyres, medium tyres. You can see that bottom there, the right-hand side of his name. You can see the M for medium tyres. So he will be working his way through the field now, and he's got 17 seconds in front of him of just no man's land, nothing. There's no one in front of him. 17 seconds, 16 seconds now, and 30 seconds behind him. So he's got nothing behind him. He's got nothing behind him, and he's got nothing in front of him. So we'll be keeping a close eye on that time there to Dave Crew. Al Gartner in 9th place. We've got H-Tune in 10th place, which is great now, H-Tune. H-Tune, a little slap on the wrist, H-Tune. Your team name is Punterific, so please change it. It says RWB International. And H-Tune, actually, Speed, is C-Hacks' partner, isn't he?
Is he? I've not looked at the teams, so it's all news to me.
Yep, there we go. Punterific. So C-Hax and H-Tune, that's their part.
It could be a good point all for them this week. I know a lot of we're missing quite a few tonight. Obviously, there's Brothers, FX, Benjamin, who's the other one? Milan, Flack.
Now, Rigel is out. Yeah, there's a good 9, I'd say, that's missing out of there. I looked at earlier on. Rigel is now in 4th place. He's now pitted as well. So he's come in from first, pitted, and C-Hax is 5 seconds behind him. You just see him now coming around turn 13 to the back straight there. And he can see him there. Look, if we ride with him, you can just see that little dot in the background there. That's Rigel. So currently C-Hax 5 seconds behind. Now, where's Luca Gray? Luca Gray is now in the pits, I believe. There he is.
So let's go on board with Luca, see where he comes out. Looking, towards his left mirror, so you should see, a flash of Rigel coming down past him as he exits. That's Rigel there. Oh, and he's got him.
He's got him out of the pits. So, look, they're back together again, aren't they? And, C-Hax 4.5 seconds behind Rigel. Rigel in the black and red. C-Hax in the red and white that we saw earlier on. Squid Flipper out there in the, I think it's the Monster livery. So that was a good turn of events for him to come out. But them tyres blanketed, or are they going to take a lap to warm up properly?
They'll be up to temperature, ready to rumble. The big thing will be just into the obviously the grip, more grip that you've got now, the new grip, and obviously the weight of the car. Because you probably just put 50-60 litres of fuel in back into the car, so you've got to get used to that weight and obviously the grip of the tyres, but they're already up to temperature, so you don't have to worry about that.
Yeah. Now you can see Justin Madley there. Madley just coming into turn 14, the hairpin, and Mark Bean behind him. They're currently running first and second, but they haven't pitted yet, and you need about 17 seconds in and out, let alone fuel and everything else. So clearly Luca and Rigel and C-Hax will then retake their positions of first, second and third in front of Justin Madley and Mark Bean.
Yeah, but the longer you go, the shorter your fuel's going to be for the last stint. And obviously, the longer you go, you possibly can get away with running, the soft tyres. You may be, if you go an extra extra 2 laps, you're going to be, that's 6 laps, in pit stops, so you can maybe squeeze out, run on softs. Might be, your tyres might be sketchy towards the end, but you might be able to do it.
Yeah. Rigel all over Luca Gray like a pigeon outside Greg's. He's bringing it to Luca and made Luca go wide. Undoubtedly, he'd surely get a slow down for that. All 4 wheels off of the track, or it'll certainly get ticked up as a sort of warning for him, I would have thought.
Yeah, I don't think he actually gained anything just running, initially running over that curb. You bottom the car out, it effectively slows you down. So I don't think he won't get a slowdown for that because it doesn't register you gained an advantage from it.
Yeah. In the background there, interestingly enough, folks, C-Hax has closed up to 3.2 seconds. He was 4.5 seconds, three-quarters of a lap ago, so he's gained a second. Sometimes when you end up fighting, you end up defending, you end up going slower. And that's clearly what's happened, as well as C-Hax's pace being fairly quick. These two here that we're looking at, Rigel and Squidlips, they are battling. Rigel is going defensive. They're swapping backwards and forwards. They've got their own little battle here. And although they're going exceptionally fast, at some point they may well be stuck. That's enabled C-Hax to close up, essentially, as well as C-Hax being quick, of course.
Yeah, that was obviously a 35.3 from Rigel and a 33.5 from C-Hax. That's 2 seconds he gained on that lap alone, just with obviously battling with Luca.
So that battling, 135.677 for Mark Bean, down to Luca and So 135.352 for Rigel, like you said, and Luca, their battle there, even down to Jammer. Jammer was doing a 134, so even Jammer was faster, and Jammer is leading, that second sort of group. So, that just goes to show that if you're battling, no matter where you are, then your times will not necessarily be quicker, and may well enable people like this guy Bosch C-Hacks to close up. 2.9 seconds now.
Yeah, C-Hacks made a slight little mistake. He ran slightly hot into his pit box, so that's where the 4 or 5 seconds, because he had to just select reverse up a bit, get back into his pit stop, and it just cost him that extra little bit of time. So he'll be hoping not to make that mistake again, in the next round of pit stops, which I presume will be coming around about 30 to 36 minutes into the left of the race. That was a really aggressive overtake there from that TV camera angle.
Very much so, yeah. Now, again, to orientate yourself, forgive me, but it's not rocket science. Whoever it is that we're looking at, their name is at the bottom, and their car is at the bottom to identify that. Luca Gray is Squid Lips, Squid Flipper, Flipper Squid, Squid. His actual name is Squid Flipper. So I don't understand why we haven't got Squid Flipper there. That's your name, Squid. So get it up. If you want to be Luca Gray, be RWB Luca. But you're not. You're Squid Flipper. Rigel currently in 3rd place. C-Hacks 4th place. Jammer in 5th place. Pinto 5 seconds behind him in 6th place. Dave Crew in 7th place. A second behind him, the Mad Welshman. Madley currently in 8th place. H-Tune, C-Hacks' partner, in their team, Punterino, currently in 9th place. Pinpoint, who we left out earlier on, apologies for that, Pinpoint, purely because we went back to the battle at the front, currently running in 10th place. And now Pinpoint's last lap was a 135.909. His best lap was a 134.432. So he is at the sort of top quadrant race pace, but of course because of that first part of the race he didn't exploit that sort of speed, or certainly didn't get a good qualifying time, and the speed that he's doing is on par with the front quadrants. He's pretty much in no man's land. Charger in 11th place in the yellow and black there. Keep it on the grey stuff, old boy. I know the nurse will be in a minute to change your bag. Al Gartner in 12th place, which is a good race for Al. I think Al has been on and off, hasn't he, Speed?
Yeah, he's been away for a bit like Jammer, took a break from it. And obviously this is, the first couple of races back from both.
Now I think Al Gartner and this man, Cos, who have both pitted and who have both gone on to hards, I think they're doing a one-stop strategy. Possible for 42 minutes left, do you think?
It requires to have a lot of fuel on board, so possible. I wouldn't have said it was the fastest strategy, but people down the pack generally try the on-board strategies, to gain them that extra fuel.
Yeah.
But they do have the battling free at the front coming up behind them shortly, I think.
Great battle with these two. I think you're right. I think it's going to be a DRS battle all the way to the end. Now, C-Hacks is now 12 seconds behind, so we've clearly missed something. Either got slowed up by traffic or had a slight off. As we've just seen someone else go off there. I'm not sure who that was, but someone's just gone off at turn 4. Crikey, I'm just looking to see who that was. I think that was Dave Crew, wasn't it?
Possible. I didn't see it myself. I was more trying to figure out why C-Hacks dropped 10 seconds, because his last lap was a 33.8, so it must have been the lap before.
Yes. Shout out to everyone in YouTube. I think there's a fair few of you out there now watching it, which is great news because we absolutely want to hear from you. We want to hear some questions from you. We want to hear whatever it is you want to see, etc. You know, we're essentially telling you what you're seeing anyway. We've got some data up here, but yeah, so if you've got any queries or questions, chuck them in there. Gabsy is in there to answer any questions for you, or poke us metaphorically in the ether in the chest to steer us towards talking about something. But do please ask him. C-Hacks then,
That's
11
also goes
seconds.
the same for the Twitch chat as well. We do see your messages in there. We're not forgetting about you.
No. Luca Gray really bringing it to Rigel. These are having a great battle, these two. Absolutely marvellous. I know Rigel will be really pleased that he's being pushed. And he is being pushed. There's no question about that. He is being pushed.
Yep, he's definitely being made to work for this race. Luca's not giving it to him. I think obviously Luca learned from last week, we're going that that long run on softs, that he just didn't have the tyres at the end to battle. As whereas he's pretty much on been on the same tyre as Rigel and is holding a similar pace.
Now, I've put the track map up there so that you've got an overall situational awareness. You can see John Haig, Rigel and Luca Gray, Squid Flipper, just come around turn 13 onto that 1.4k back straight. Squid Flipper has got DRS. Now, has he got enough to close up? Let's find out. Crikey, that is some closing speed, but just not enough, I don't think, to challenge.
No, I think he was pretty much out of gearing then. Obviously, I run the sim hub dash, so I can see second times better. And he was like literally just about to hit the rev limit in 7th gear then.
Yeah.
He was closing down over 350 kilometers an hour. So, yes, he was running out of gear rather quickly there.
Wheel to wheel, these two, but give themselves the respect deserved, and no Punterino. Oh, that's the wrong channel. I think that's Jimmy Broadbent that says that. No Punterino, please, Jimmer. No Punterino, please, Squid Flipper. Yeah, great. Good racecraft from them, but it's a bloody tight corner. Really great stuff from these two. Wonderful. C-Hacks still 12 seconds behind, and of course he's got, I think it's Mark Bean. I'll chuck it up. Let's have a look. C-Hacks, where is he? Yeah, no, he's got H-Tune, so he's got his buddy in front of him. Now, I would expect H-Tune not to mess around whatsoever. I'd expect H-Tune just to get out the way and let him charge past. He's his teammate after all. Plus, of course, he'd be being lapped anyway. We see C-Hacks there, just in the distance, come around turn 13. So, we'll keep a close eye on the time differential there, but it won't be long before C-Hacks is firmly... Crikey, he's got so much closing speed into turn 15. Unbelievable.
Luca and Rigel are very close again.
Yeah, these two, they must have identical setups.
I think Rigel's running, maybe a click on the front more than, Squid Lips. Luca, I think he's got just slightly little bit more aero. Doesn't seem to, when he was in the DRS slipstream earlier. Obviously, Luca would get us up to 350 kilometers, as whereas Rigel was around the 330s.
Yeah.
So possibly running slightly more aero.
C-Hacks will just run a 133.575 to Rigel's 133.811. Luca Gray invalid again, probably because of the way he went wide coming out onto the main straight there. But Seahacks now 11 seconds behind Luca Gray. Luca Gray currently half a second, essentially 0.3. But with DRS, look, challenging on the inside again. Rigel probably wise enough to know, you know what? You've got the inside, I'll let you have it. No, I won't, Nipper, he says. Yeah, these are DRSing it to death, aren't they?
Yeah, but this is helping Seahawks out. Seahawks needs to keep his head in the game, and obviously they're running, 34s. That was a brilliant move around the outside there, but just snudge, snudge, nudge, nudge.
Yeah, and on the
But yeah,
inside to turn 4, so these two have swapped over again, the yo-yos. Luca. Now this is now where now most people would be jumping up and down, spitting feathers at this point. Not Rigel. He will just stay attached to him like he's been sprayed on, and he will of course exploit that. Coming across the line and under 1 second, he'll get DRS, and there'll be a DRS battle again on that back straight 1.4k. Of that, I have no doubt. As Rigel challenges coming into turn 10, coming up to this back straight, but of course Squid Flipper has still got DRS, so he should use that to pull away, shouldn't he?
yeah, he'll pull away in the straights, but the slipstream is quite good in these cars as well. So you should see he's gaining. I don't think Rigel's going to be able to pass him, but you can see Squid Flips. He's doing 340 without that extra bit of slipstream. I don't know what Rigel was doing there, but he wasn't pulling away as much as the slipstream is quite powerful. So I reckon it's slightly more effective than the DRS can be sometimes.
Yeah.
So obviously, it was one of them that Rigel was, they were getting past in a straight line earlier on, just from obviously Luke having the slipstream DRS. Whereas Rigel just had the slipstream there, and Squid didn't seem to just pull away.
Now, what's happening down the rest of the field, folks? Well, we'll go to that in a minute. But the fact of the matter is, it's only these two that are fighting. Everyone else has got no man's land, pretty much, except Mark Bean and Madley, and we're keeping a very close eye on them. But it's a big track, and there's only 13 of them running out there at the minute. So, the less cars there are, the more space there is in between. Well, common sense would say that. Especially as there is that disparity of the very fast ones out here, Rigel and Luca Gray, to the not so fast, Al Gartner. You're talking of between a 133 and a 138. 5 seconds, which is quite some distance. Rigel with DRS now, and now looking at Luca.
Yeah, Rigel's hitting the rev limiter at 342 down that straight then.
342. What's that in miles an hour?
I don't know.
200. Yeah. I was going to say 215 off the top of my head. So yeah, something like. Rigel got DRS again. So these two are going to be battling. We'll keep a close eye on it. Let's zip through the field. Let's start off at the bottom and work our way forward. In fact, no, let's just have a quick sit rep of where Seahacks is. Now, Seahacks, I believe, is now past H-Tune. Let's just check. Okay, Seahacks, there he is. So Seahacks has passed H-Tune and past Jammer. So now all he's got to do is keep his head in the game, like Speed said, keep it on the grey stuff, put the boot down. He's got no DRS. The DRS is only going to be effective and awarded if you're within 1 second of the person in front of you. So he's got 8.5 seconds. There's no question. The battle between John Haig, Rigel, the chief trackmaster, and Luca Gray, the lips of Squid, them two there in their own little battle are just enabling Seahacks just to have a clear run and close the gap.
Yeah, that lap where Luca got past John, Rigel did a 36, whereas I think Seahawks was still in the 33s. So that was a 3-second gain now, and obviously they've just swapped positions again. So John's back in the lead, and they were in the 34s probably coming close to the line any minute now, so we'll get another lap logged on for them. So we'll see what they do. That's another 34 for both. Well, 33 dead for Ryder, which is his fastest lap of the race. So that would have been DRS assisted.
Yep. We just seen the DRS go down. Now, Rigel has got DRS, so we missed him across the start line there, but I'm willing to bet that he was right up the chuff of Luca, got the DRS, used it for that straight, and he's got DRS, so he should be exploiting this. But he's 1.6 seconds.
No, he passed him before the start finish. He had the DRS on the previous lap.
And did that carry
So he
forward?
He won't have DRS now. But I think also Luca didn't get DRS off Rigel because I think he might have pulled that second.
Yeah.
So I've not seen Luca's rear wing, go up. He's been using it down this straight, so if it pops up, no. And we'll obviously have a true representation when they get onto these straight, just after these corners, to whether Luca got DRS.
Into turn 13. Let's have a look. No DRS for Luca, but Rigel, and no DRS from Rigel. As you said, that was left over. So, but Rigel is now 1.58 seconds, 6 seconds, 1.63, 6059. So Rigel is keeping that. Now, this is good news for Rigel. He wants to keep Luca that far away because otherwise, Luca will have DRS, and as we've seen, he's very good at using it in the right places. So. I think he's just crossed. In fact, they're on the back straight now, aren't they? No, that was the first straight. That was the main straight. They're just going around turn 1, 2, and into turn 3 for 270. So, and he's 1.9, almost 2 seconds now from Lucas. So perhaps he's broken the battle.
Yeah, I think Luca's just going to slowly slip towards C-Hax now, as he's lost that DRS from Rigel. That was a half-second difference in lap time between Luca and Rigel on that lap. So, obviously that was pure pace, no DRS for them both there.
Yep.
So, obviously we've seen that C-Hax is running the same pace as Rigel, so I can just see slowly Luca dropping back towards C-Hax. Maybe if Rigel does a mistake in the pits, maybe all three of them are back racing again. What we want to see, though.
These two are the next closest thing out there. Justin Madley and Mr. Bean there. So we've got a sheep farmer and we've got a bus driver, and the fastest bus driver in London, I might add. If you want to go from Oxford Circus to Victoria, get on his bus. Old Bean will take you there in no time at all. But these two are battling away, and I think Mark Bean's just coming up to a back marker actually. I think that back marker is H-Tune. There we go, H-Tune. Luca, breaking news. Luca has just got a slow down penalty, which will slow him down even more. He's now down to 3 seconds. And of course, C-Hax now, well, that's Gemma.
Yeah,
but C-Hax, yeah. Now, surely he must come out on mediums. Surely he hasn't got another pit stop in him after this. Surely.
Mediums, I reckon. I don't think the soft's going to last 27 minutes. Maybe for Beans, that went really long in the first stint.
On the mediums. Out he goes. Now, these boys can't be far away from coming in, I would have thought. Now, Rigel, I know, will just exploit as best he can. He knows Luca Gray's got another slowdown penalty. Luca Gray, Squid, now down to 3 seconds. And, of course, he's got back markers in between him, Rigel, and Luca. Luca just coming around the turn 13 there. You just saw him behind, which I think that's Charger, actually. Let's have a look. Charger currently in 10th. Yeah.
I could see Rigel probably going to the pits this time by.
Do you think so? Yeah.
On next. Nope. That's someone going towards the pits. I heard someone going towards the pits. Charger.
Chargers into the pits. Luca carrying on the chase. Now you can see the time differentials up at the top left-hand corner there. You know, there is significant space between them all. You know, there are no battles out there, so to speak. So Rigel out in first place. Last lap was a 1:33.7. So holy moly, you know, he's still on it. He still owns the best lap out there, being a 1:33.031.
Seahawks has got the best of a 32.8. Set in, I think, the second
Oh,
or
he
third
has.
lap.
You're right. Yeah. But, you know, Rigel on them tyres, clearly them tyres aren't busted yet, are they? If he's just done a 1:33.7, although that's probably over half a second from his best, but they don't look like they're going.
No, the tyres last pretty well. It's only down to the last, when you get below 10%, that's when they really start to, you know, struggle. The grip, it just seems to go, but you can still drive. So it's one of them that it does go off, but he's still manageable. You may be, you know, running, you know, second to a second and a half slower, you know, in that last lap type thing.
Yes. Jammer now 11 seconds behind Luca, old Squidlips. So Jammer is currently running in third. Jammer is Rodders' partner. We can see that, RWB Buckfast Racing. No one south of the Hadrian's Wall could handle one glass of Buckfast. That's a challenge. You need to be Scottish to be able to drink that and survive. Let me tell you, I've tried it and I didn't survive. I had to have heart surgery the next day. Pinto currently running in fourth, now third because we just seen Jammer go into the pits. We haven't seen much of these other guys, you know, we're going to use this time to go through the field, keeping a close eye on the timings, and clearly speed. Feel free at any time to jump in or flip it around. Seahawks now in sixth place, and he's on lap 36. So, you know, no one's going to get blue flagged. In front of him is Madley and Bean and Pinto, but they're on the same lap. You know, he's going to have to fight his way through that field. And, you know, Madley is not going to give it to him.
He's got Hayes-Tune and Charger directly in front of him.
Oh,
and
really?
Obviously, Madley's a bit further up the road.
Yes, you're right. You've got H-Tune and Charger in front of Seahawks. So on the back of H-Tune...
not just the pretty face.
Of course you're not. So H-Tune should be giving way. He's on lap 35, isn't he?
Yeah, and obviously Seahawks is on lap 36. So he'll probably let him play on the straight, hopefully. He'll give his teammates a bit of draft down the strats, you know, down the straight. You know, give him a little bit of a breather. Obviously, he's got quite a good gap. He's got 2 seconds to Charger in front of him and 16 seconds to Potts.
Rigel in the pits, I believe. Just come out. There we go.
Yeah.
So now it's Luca's opportunity to extend away as much as possible. Clearly, he's got another pit stop in front of him. Again, they're all on mediums.
I don't see if Beans has stopped again, has he?
Beans.
I know he stopped. I know he was late, one of the late stoppers. So I don't know if he's still got another stop within him, you know, within the horizon soon.
Yeah.
I was going to try and do it on one stop.
Well, it's very possible, but not on mediums, surely. But 20 minutes left. Nothing surprises with me with this, fellows. Nothing surprises me with these fellows. I wouldn't put it past him, you know, just to be sitting there smug. Old Bean, although he's not smug, he's very, he's not sycophantic at all. But he is. That would be a turn up for the books, wouldn't it?
It certainly would.
I think Luca has got another pit in him.
Yeah, Luca's definitely got another pit. He pitted a couple of laps after Rigel, so yeah, he's in the pits now as we speak. I know Pinto's got another one in him as well.
Pinto goes in the first place. Thank God, he says. Thank God. Nice guy, Pinto, from Portugal. Not long been with RWB. Very, very talented. Very, very quick. And really good to see him out there racing. Now, he's in first at the minute, but he hasn't pitted yet. But again, nothing surprising. You wouldn't be too surprised if he just carries on going. Rigel in second. He's just come out of the pits, as we know. Luca, not long, just come out of the pits in third. 3.5 seconds away. Mark Bean in fourth place, just getting it a bit sideways. It's the wrong sim. That's rallying. Justin Madley in fifth place. Seahacks, as we know, just taking charger there, and I think in the background there that was Jammer.
Yeah, I think Seahawks made a mistake on his outlap.
Well, it could be because he's now what, 5? So he's 15 seconds. 15 seconds. Jammer in seventh place. Great stuff from Jammer. Dave Crew in the same livery as Rigel, because he too is part of the game of Smug, the game of Smug. Same livery. So John Rigel's teammate. Pinpoint out there in ninth place. The RWB Dogs of War. Who's Pinpoint's partner? Let's have a look.
I think it's someone that backed out.
It could well be not registered, so maybe it's just Pinpoint being a dog of war himself.
Yeah, I think he did have a teammate, but I think his teammate, obviously vacated the spot.
Yeah.
I can't remember who his teammate was.
Charger having a good race here in 10th. Now he's 10th, but normally there'd be 20 plus runners out here, and quite a few have retired. So 10th place is perfectly respectable position to be in. It looks like it's right at the back there because there are lower numbers, but the fact of the matter is 10th in the big scheme of things is 10th, and 10th is points. So well done to Charger. P.S. Change your bag around about now. H-Tune in 11th place. Again, he's Seahacks' partner. Change that name, Seahacks. Cos, ever the reliable Cos on the grey stuff. The Underdogs. Who's Cos's partner? Let's have a look. Underdogs. Luca. So Luca. So Cos will be sitting there. Same livery. Yeah, of course it is. As Luca is bringing it to Rigel at the front there. And Al Gartner out the back there, who's Audi's partner. So Audi and Al. Great. Really good circuit, this, isn't it?
Yeah, I think Lucas closed it in ever so slightly on Rigel.
It does look it.
He does have a slowdown penalty.
Slowdown penalty, yeah. Yeah, really great circuit, this. Actually a brainchild of the old Shanghai authorities in I think it was 2003. Let me check. 2003. Blah, 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 blah. Yeah, 2003. A no expense spared, no holds barred showcase of Chinese industrial nous, and widely regarded in the motorsport world as just a sheer feat of unbelievable logistics and engineering prowess by the Chinese. Originally, actually, designed as a sort of internal political move in China, the sort of district political move when Beijing got awarded the Olympics for 2008, and around about 2003, that's when they said, right, well, we'll build a bloody motorsport track, and $450 million in today's money, about 240 million then. You've got Shanghai, which took 18 months and 3,000 people to build on what was rice paddies. I mean, this is not built in a city. This was a swampland. So a real amazing achievement to build a motorsport circuit on that, let alone one of the world's most advanced motorsport circuits in the world. Total seating capacity 200,000, 30,000 in one grandstand alone. when the F1 teams come here, Speed, they don't just get a couple of pit garages and some space at the back for an articulated lorry. They get their own building, they get their own gym, they get their own offices, conference rooms, they get their own garden, they get the lot, which is why it's very, very popular for the international motor racing scene in real life. You know, if they get a chance to go to Shanghai, guess what? No one says, "Oh, crikey, what an 18-hour flight." They're not interested in that. They're interested in the fact that when they get there, they have all those amazing facilities.
There's so many things that I know. The F1 goes there. I know the World Endurance Champion goes there. Is there anything really else that goes there other than domestic?
Yes, yeah, it is. It is a domestic. It is the mecca for Chinese motorsport. Really, I mean, you got Twin Motor Guy, haven't you? Oh, no, Twin Motor Guy is Japan, isn't it? No, China.
Yeah.
Hang on, let me
No,
think.
it's Japan.
Yeah. Japan, yeah. This is the mecca. It's as simple as that in China. They have their own national events around here. Chinese Formula. The thing about the Chinese is they don't believe in copyright. You know, that in some countries they've agreed some trading sanctions with regards to honouring copyright, but you only have to look at the F-35 fighter and the Chinese variant. It's pretty much exactly the same. The Chinese formula is pretty much almost like a kart series, like an Indy series. You know, standard chassis, standard engine. But you could pretty much pick it up and put it alongside, kart cars of 10 years ago.
I think I found the reason why Luca is closing so fast on Mr. Rigel.
Yeah.
Have a look.
Go on.
Them rubber booties that he's got on.
Absolutely dead. He is on softs. And that...
He's definitely throwing the Hail Mary at this last stint.
Yeah, and only 1/10 off of the fastest lap. You know, Seahacks 1:32.873. Luca just put in that last lap, the 1:32.989. So, and now, 0.85 seconds away from Rigel. Rigel at this point, smug or not, must be saying, what have I got to do to get you away from me? Go away. Which is something that Charger says when Luca appears on the track near him. Charger just says, go away from me. 14 years old, very, very talented, very well done.
So what has he got? 10 laps left. They're doing 1:33s.
Yeah.
At the minute, 13 minutes. That's 10 laps left. Is his tyres going to last?
I don't think they will.
Put your bets in chat now.
I'm willing to bet they won't, because this is such a fast track around some of these corners. You only have to look at turn 1, 2 and 3, that 270, that's hard on the tyres. The fast turn 5 isn't, but turn 6 and the hairpin is. Turn 7 and 8 and 9, the S's they're going through. And then into turn 9 and 10, they're 90s. Turn 11, 12 and 13, the sweeping parabolica. So, I mean, your soft tyres, he's probably at the peak of it now, or 0.4 of a second behind Rigel. 12 minutes left. That's another, 8 laps? I'm willing to bet that his tyres will be shot to pieces by the time he gets to, 4 or 5 minutes left to run.
It's one of them, innit? It's one of them. Rigel did it to Rodders at Paul Ricard, didn't he?
Yeah,
Took
he did.
Soft tyres on the last stint and made them last. Obviously, Mr. Beans took the mediums to 25 laps. So you're looking, could you get the softs to last 24 laps at 20 laps at a decent pace, or maybe 18 at a decent pace?
With Seahacks 5 seconds behind you, well, if that is your strategy, I hope it's a bloody AAA one, because Seahacks isn't going to be sitting there in 4th. He will not be happy with that, and he will, I know, be bouncing up and down in that seat of his. Just looking on the wing of Mark Bean. Where's Seahacks? There. That is Seahacks. So we'll be keeping a close eye on the time. 4.9 seconds, 5 seconds 10 minutes left to go. Bean will not be pitting now. Bean will take these tyres all the way to the end. No one will be pitting now, I'm willing to bet. Nobody. There just isn't the time left. No matter where you come in and what you do, whether you refuel or not, you're just not going to be able to come out and make up any time or space. So, you know, first place is currently being fought with Luca Gray and John Rigel. Luca already pulled out a 1.5 second gap, and second and third and fourth fighting between Mark Bean and Seahacks, i.e. for what could be third or fourth.
I suppose better start the vote for who's your man of the meeting that doesn't include the top three. So we're gonna. I'm torn. I think Madley's done very well tonight. Dave Crew's done well. Jammer's done very, very well. So
I think mine, to be honest with you, is Jammer, purely because he led that second group. He's been out of sim racing for a while. He's kept his head when others have lost theirs. He's holding his own. You know, behind him is Pinto. You know, Thomas Pinto is he's no slow coach. He pushes it, and I've been watching Jammer and Pinto over the past, 10 laps, and that time differential has not moved. So Jammer is, level pegging with Pinto around here. Saying that, as we're watching Pinto, Jammer's, Pinto goes up to less than 4 seconds now. So for me, at this precise moment in time, probably Jammer.
Yeah, Pinto's on the softs and he's just set his PB, which is, 0.02 slower than what Seahacks has got the fastest lap. So obviously Pinto's on a rumble at the end, and currently running a second quicker than Jammer in front of him. Luca Gray's pulled the second and a half to Rigel behind him.
Now, Luca just coming up to, I think that's Owl, isn't it?
Pinpoint.
Yeah, it's Pinpoint. So, Luca coming up to a Pinpoint now. Just confirmation for everybody out there. And Speed, you be the well done, Pinpoint. Yep, stay off the. I don't think there's quite a need to do that, but thank you anyway. Jolly good. So he lets both of them go through. Yeah, it is one way to do it, and fair play. That's how you get off the racing line. Pinners would be like that. Just get off the bloody racing line, get on the bloody grass, and let them bloody go through. That's what he would have said.
Well, I would have thought the Norwegian murderer would have stayed with us for a bit. We could have got his opinion as the race went on. He's vacated the room. I think he's vacated
the room, folks. And do you know why? Because vidcast number 4 is going to be Audi. I'm gonna grab him. I'm gonna talk to him. If not today, it's already 11:05. If not today or tonight, it will be probably tomorrow or Monday, I expect. But I'm gonna get him. Number 4. Look out for it.
I thought the number 4 was you going to be doing yourself.
No, I'm not doing myself. I'm not interviewable.
You are. I think it'd be quite comical to watch you ask questions to yourself and then answer them. He goes, "That's very interesting, Tiger." Blah 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 blah. That's its own multi-personality.
I could probably do it. Yeah. I could probably do it. These two, Luca Gray, Squid, and Rigel. Rigel now less than a second away from him, just coming through turn 4. They are taking it to the wire. 6.5 minutes. Keep a close eye on them. Mark Bean, though, what a fantastic strategy. I wasn't sure where he was going to come in. I did say, I think, if he stays out here in this position, he's probably laughing because, others are coming in. So he was a one-stopper, wasn't he?
Yep. I don't think his tyres are going to make it. I just don't think you've got maybe 5 laps left, and he pitted on lap 25.
Yeah, and Seahacks is now 2.5 seconds away from him. Seahacks has got the time. to challenge Mark Bean. Mark is now understeering, just him going off there. There he is, Seahacks, and he will be like, okay, first and second has gone, but I want third place. You're mine, Bean.
Also, Rigel's closed back in on Luca. It's in within 0.6 now, so Luca's tyres are going off.
Yeah,
so
I said 4 minutes. Before 4 minutes is up, Rigel will have Luca. Them tyres around here, soft tyres, I've done some testing during the week, soft tyres around here don't last long at all. Four minutes and Rigel will take him.
Yeah, it was a 33-2 for Rigel versus a 34-1 for Luca.
Yeah, and
so
Luca is slowing him up. Luca is holding Rigel up. Rigel could have gone through turn 1, 2, 3, and 4 much quicker, and was just conscientious of hitting Luca. Now, only Luca knows just how bad them tyres are right now. They're not good. We know that. But Rigel is within 1 minute. And there we go. There's an example. I said 4 minutes, 30 seconds out. There's no way now Squid on soft will be able to maintain that position. And Rigel now with mediums, who is now, he's been out there a fair while on those mediums, but those mediums are still sticky stuff. The softs are, ripped to pieces. Already Rigel, 1.8 seconds away and got DRS, because of the previous lap. So, there's no way that Luca will be able to close that. Meanwhile, guess what? Seahacks is looking at Bean and saying, I'm hungry and you're it for dinner today, matey. Bosh.
DRS, obviously, chug, 330 kilometers an hour, 340. Easy as pie. Take the home, the winners, the third place trophy. Thank the missus, like he forgot last week. And obviously that's a winning a third in the last two races.
Yeah.
So
now, Seahacks speed. He's 14 seconds behind Luca. There's 3.5 minutes left of the race. It's not inconceivable. that Luca has got to nurse this car home because there is no grip in that car whatsoever. I bet crew chief will be going absolutely berserk at him. And Seahacks has got 14 seconds behind him. I think that's a bit far, but it's not inconceivable that Luca comes off or has a problem or just is so slow that is not a challenge for Seahacks. I think it's unlikely. I think he'll nurse it home, but I think that gap, 13 seconds to Luca Gray, will be significantly less by the time they do finish.
Well, we got this lap to finish, and I think we'll get another 2 laps probably out of it. What 2 minutes 30 on the clock?
Yeah, another
1:38. They'll have another 2 laps. So it depends on how badly these tyres are dropping off. Obviously, once you get down to that low wear, once they hit 0, it's like I can't remember if they explode or something. But you're just pretty much driving on caster wheels at that point when you're down at 0%, and it's probably possible that you'd be down that low as well. I obviously didn't see what his lap times. Can we just quite quickly on?
Now,
34.6 was his last lap.
Yeah, listen, Speed, listen. He is short shifting. Seahacks is short shifting, so he's got a problem with fuel. He is nursing that car home. He's looked at the time differential and he said to himself, I'm not even going to bother challenging for second. He's short shifting. He's nursing that home. He's content with, look at the understeer, Jesus. So he's content with third and he's not going to challenge Luca.
He's bitted as well, obviously. Like
Did he really?
He couldn't get them last. Yeah, he couldn't get them tyres to last.
No. 1 second behind Pinto. 28 seconds behind Pinto. So these guys here, Charger, looking at, that's not pinpoint actually, that's a back mark. So
Rigel
Rigel...
behind him.
Madly, sorry, yes. So Rigel out in front in first place. Luca Gray in second, 4.5 seconds behind him. Seahacks short shifting, so he is very fine on the fuel. There's no question about that. Jammer, what a race in fourth place. 7.5 seconds behind Seahacks now, but challenging him, behind him, that man, Pinto. The race is still on. Be great to see Jammer finish in fourth place, will it not?
Yeah, but I think Pinto's in the same situation Luca is. His soft tyres have just gone, dropped off that cliff. He's not going to make, I don't think he's got the tyres left to challenge Jammer. I think Jammer's got this one safe. Obviously, this is the last lap now. He wasn't within the RS range, so it's even harder to overtake. So
John Haig then comes into turn 12. Sorry, turn 11, turn 12. Round the sweeping turn 13 onto the 1.4k back straights as he comes across his teammate Dave Crew. On the back of Dave Crew, was it? No, it wasn't. As he comes along the back straight, a couple more corners to go. Through the hairpin, turn 14, little kink, turn 15. Cut the corner on turn 16 and onto the main straight. And Rigel will win round 4 at Shanghai. Well done, Rigel. If there were headlights, you'd be flashing them. Luca crosses in second place with tyres that just shredded to pieces. Seahacks short shifting his way home. Well done. Mummy will be proud of you. She'll let you stay out till 10 o'clock now. Jammer, fantastic fourth position. Well done, Jammer. And for me, Jammer is racer of the event. Timo crossing the line in 5th place. Mark Bean, who just couldn't last them mediums out to secure 4th, which of course made Jammer just laugh and smile as he zipped himself up into 4th position. But a great sort of last quarter speed from Jammer and from Mark Bean. Just a shame he didn't manage to hold it out, eh?
Yeah, it was definitely an alternative strategy. If it could have worked, I think he just had to go one extra lap in the first stint, to give you no chance in the second stint.
Dave Crew crossing the line in 8th. Pinpoint in 9th. I think you'll find it'll be Charger in 10th, H-Tune in 11th, Cos in 12th, and Al Gartner in 13th. Wow.
I think Pinner's is the last one we're waiting for the cross the line. I think Charger's already crossed, H-Tune's crossed, Al's just crossed, and Pinner's, obviously that's it. Congratulations to Rigel, Luca and Seahacks. So the top 4 will be dragging down tonight as Jammer was the race of the meeting. So I'll give them, 2-3 minutes, gather the breath, take a swig of water.
Absolutely bloody marvellous racing there from the top 3, from right the way throughout the field. Absolutely fantastic stuff. Well done, everybody. And just while we're letting them get their breath back, I'll just remind ourselves that this particular league is sponsored by Zach Etier there from RacingSimTools.com. I think it's .com. Is it .com? Let's just check. RacingSimTools.com. Yeah, so RacingSimTools.com. Zach Etier there, Xerax. So fantastic app. He's our sponsor of the F1 League, RacingSimTools.com. And really enables you to forensically look at how your car is performing actively at the time when you do some test laps. And then you can then refine and fine-tune your car. And it's an amazing app. I've got to be honest with you, I haven't got enough brain cells to work it out. But Xerax has got enough brain cells. He's an engineer as well as a sim racer. And this particular app is like the second or third iteration. Originally started from Project Cars 2. So get hold of that app. I think it's about $15. You know, what's that? It's not even a packet of cigarettes if you're in the UK. It's not even half a pint of beer if you live in London. So get hold of that app and then get over to their Discord. Or if you don't know where that is, come onto our Discord and you'll be able to see there'll be a section there on racing sim tools. And Xerax will always help you, as will any of the RWB members, of which I know Rigel has lived with the app particularly, as well as C-Hacks. Marvelous stuff. So there you go. So that was the conclusion of round 4. We've now got our top 3 with us. Rigel, wow. You must have at some point said to yourself, in a calm manner, of course, full of smugness, I know, but at some point you must have said to yourself, will you just go away, Squid?
Yeah, to a certain extent.
Yeah. Go on.
Yeah. Sorry. God, yeah. It was 2 different car setups. He was gone for a high downforce. I gone for something a bit more slippery. And it worked quite well battling against the DRS a little bit down the back. I noticed I could get through. I could get out of the last corner and get a bit of a lead on him. Everywhere else I was slow, but in the corners it doesn't matter so much because there's not really a way past. But yeah, it was a hell of a fight, wasn't it?
Wasn't it? Crikey, holy moly. And, in the first, third of the race, we'd pretty much, Speed said, this is going to be a DRS battle. And we were seeing C-Hacks as well, was closing up. And, by the end of the first lap, there were 4 very distinct groupings right the way through the field. The front 3, with you and Squid pretty much almost on top of each other, which wouldn't be right because he's only 14. But and then just slightly behind you, ranging from 2 seconds to 1.2 seconds, if I remember rightly, was C-Hacks, and then he eventually sort of closed that gap. And there was a lovely section there where the 3 of you were threatening each other with the metaphorical axe. You must have thought, Rigel, towards that latter part, knowing that Squid had gone on softs, that he just couldn't stay out there for anything longer. I said 4 minutes and Rigel will have him. Were you confident you were going to?
Pretty confident, yeah. In testing, I knew those softs weren't going to last any longer than 10. I figured, yeah, he was taking a gamble. I did it at Paul Ricard, and I just got away with it, but I only did 10, 12 laps on him. So I knew just to bide my time, I had to put good laps in before he caught me to try and make him use up his tyres. And then I didn't really fight him getting past, and then by the time he got past, he wasn't really getting away anymore. So that was the moment I knew, I've just got to keep my pace up, keep my concentration there, and sure enough, he started to come back towards me.
Yeah, absolutely bloody marvellous. Very well done. Speed, over to you for.
That was an excellent race, mate. You kept your cool. It was really enjoying watching your race with the young whippersnapper. Did you enjoy the battling with him throughout the race?
There was a few moments of age and wisdom over youth and exuberance. That's for sure. There was he got DRSing me down the back straight, and I just thought, I won't turn in, and there he goes straight. So yeah, but it was a good fight. It was certainly a good fight. He's got a mature head on his shoulders, and there was only a little bit of bumping here and there, but it's not easy at this level. But yeah, hopefully I'll learn a few tricks off myself.
Of course, Game. Of course, the smugness. It's just exuding straight through Discord. Very well done.
I'm sweating it at the moment.
Yeah, I bet you are. Second place at Red Bull in round 1. First place in on round 2 at Paul Ricard. 4th place, undoubtedly you'll drop that on Imola, and 1st place here at Shanghai. You must be really happy with those results so far, and obviously you're leading the league. Well done, Rigel.
Thanks, mate.
No, seriously, very well done. And over to our youngster now, Squid Flipper. Luca, wow. You really are very, very talented for such a young man. And when you're racing out there and bringing toe to toe with the likes of Rigel and Seahacks, it really is quite humbling. Very well done to you. What from your point of view? We'll talk about the last part of the race because that was the most interesting for us. You really took a bit of a gamble there. You were hoping it was going to come off, obviously. When Rigel took you at 4 minutes and 34 seconds left of the race, did you just sort of fall back, accepting the second position and hope that there was a time differential that Seahacks wasn't going to challenge you?
Yeah, I know I had to take a gamble on the last stint because I was losing time on the mediums, like 2 or 3 tenths a lap, I think. And going into the last stint, I was originally going to go on to mediums, but I decided to take a gamble and go on to softs, and it paid off originally, but I lost it going into one of the fast right-handers. I think, yeah, I went off and then I lost position, just kept losing time.
Bloody much. And you got some new hardware, is that right?
No,
I thought you got a new wheel.
that was a few months back.
Well, you've obviously been practicing very hard because everybody has commented how much more cleaner you are. And, you are youthful and you are exuberant and you do take gambles and you do challenge, etc. And that's no different in real life. Young drivers are like that as well. But racing with the likes of Rigel and with Seahacks and Rodders, I know you've brought it to him a few times, etc., will mature you very quickly. But nobody can take anything away from you. That was a commanding performance, and I doff my hat, young sir. Speed.
Yeah, that was a cracking race again, mate. Obviously, you're learning very quickly. You've given it to Rigel, so just keep on doing what you're doing, mate, and we'll look forward to the next weeks.
Well done, Squid. You didn't race in race one at Red Bull. You were fourth in Paul Ricard. You were second in Imola and second in Shanghai. You must be very happy with that. Congratulations to you. And over to our third place winner. Everyone's a winner. It's the taking part that counts. I don't agree with that. There are winners and losers, and you're not a loser, Seahacks. You came third. Are you happy with that?
I'm very happy, mate, considering the race I had. It was messy from me. I think sort of in the first section, the pressure of sort of duking it out with Rigel and Luca, it really got to me. My legs were twitching. My leg had gone sort of numb, and I couldn't feel the brakes. So I was like missing the braking zones and braking too early, and then I cocked up my pit stop. And I think the nail in the coffin for the sort of battling with Rigel and Luca was when I spun out coming over the last turn. But I knew that Beans was on a one stop. So I saw him pit at the 40-minute window. I thought to myself, I didn't think he was going to be on hards. I thought it was on mediums, so I was quite surprised to see him doing the one stop. Obviously, when I finally caught up with him in the final sort of few laps of the race, he was still on mediums, and I was just flabbergasted. And thankfully, his tyres had just gone to pot, and I got a fresh pair of boots on and managed to get into that third position again, despite all the calamity early on in the race. So yeah, I'm very happy with the result. Not a fan of this track, if I'm honest. Pinner's called it Marmite. You either love it or you hate it. I'm not a fan, but I gave it my all, and I'm very happy with the result.
Well done. One final question before I hand over to Speed, and that was we noticed you were short shifting in the last sort of 2 laps. Were you pretty much confined yourself to third position at that point, and then were conserving fuel?
Yeah. I knew I wasn't going to catch up to Rigel and Luca, so I was sort of balls to the wall, catch up with Bean. As soon as I took Bean and got that 1.5, 2 second gap, I then started short shifting just in case the race went a little longer than I was expecting. I still had enough fuel for another lap after, but it would have been a touch and go lap. So yeah, I just wanted to play it cool, stick it in there, don't make any mistakes, and bring it home. Considering obviously the jitters at the start of the race, well, basically the first half of the race. I just didn't want to make a mistake and throw it away. I do want to make a point actually, is that I know obviously we've got whippersnapper Luca. Well, this league racing stuff is new to me as well. So all this the competition is tough, and keeping your cool is hard when you're putting in the hours. The emotional investment makes keeping calm during the do or die race difficult.
Yeah, it is very difficult.
That'll go in time. After once you've got a few races under your belt, and once you become accustomed to it, it does. You do learn to sort of zone out of it a bit, and that will go in time. I remember my first online races, and I was gibbering, shaking, but just through repetition and time and knowing the people you're racing against, that will go. And
yeah, absolutely. And I was half as nervous as I was in Imola this race, but thankfully with Imola I had 2 weeks worth of practice, so I had that extra advantage.
Well, look, you had a good race, and let's face it, you didn't finish on the first round, which was at Red Bull Ring, but and the second race at Paul Ricard you didn't engage with, so that's one of your drop ones, obviously. But you won at Imola, a commanding performance, and the proof is in the pudding. You put the time in, you put the effort in, you qualified well. And you won the race, and of course you came second here. So they're all points. You're doing well, and sim racing isn't easy. It's not easy. It's probably why I talk about it rather than do it, because you can turn into a nervous wreck. And the only time I'm usually in a nervous wreck was in former service where people were trying to kill me. I don't really like getting all flustered over a steering wheel and people racing with me. But yeah, and as Rigel says, it will. Excuse me, coughing. It will disappear. Excuse me. It will disappear with time. But very well done, Hacks. Mummy will let you go to bed at 10:30 now.
Oh! I need to thank the missus. Sorry, I need to thank the missus. Thank you, Kelly. Thank you for your support. Thank you for letting me put so much time into practice.
Yeah, and thank you to his teacher and all the rest of them. But seriously, well done. 3rd place, brilliant. Now, on to our racer of the event, which is Jammer, who must be OTBM, over the bloody moon. Jammer.
Hey, how you doing?
Very good.
Happy with that result, I must say.
Indeed you are, and actually you must have. And I think I commented on the stream. You must have had a little jig. You must have done a little dance, or not a dance because you're on the pedals. But you must have said yes when you realised that Beam was picked.
Yeah, I got very nervous towards the sort of after my second and final stop because I suddenly realised that Beans and Madley were on 1 stops, and I thought, oh god, I'm never going to catch these guys. But yeah, I definitely breathed a sigh of relief when I saw him going into the pits. So yeah, very happy with that. Unfortunate for him, obviously.
No, very well done, and I do believe you get 5 extra. I think it's Rigel can confirm for me in here. I think it's 5 extra points. Is it Rigel?
yeah, it is. Yeah.
Yeah, so you get 5 extra points. You were our vote, or you were my vote, and Speed agreed with it. And I think a couple of people in the chat also voted you as racer of the event. I'll be honest with you, had Mark Bean managed to make them tyres last, then you know what, fair play, because them tyres were all over the place. So it was a tie between you and Mark Bean right up until the point where Mark Bean pitted, and it was very clear that your strategy, and of course leading that second group, which you'd done pretty much from the beginning, had paid off. And plus, of course, you've been out of sim racing for a while, and you've come back and you brought it to the top, boys. All right, they might have been a bit in front of you, but ultimately you held your position. Having someone like Madley behind you is not a nice place to be. So, very well done. Speed, over to you for anything for C-Hacks or for Jammer.
Well, I was going to remind C-Hacks to thank his missus. And obviously, congratulations to Jammer for being the race of the meeting. That was a fantastic ride through to fourth. Obviously, I think you were the third race of your comeback, so that was excellent. Yeah, and a good race to everyone that took part tonight. Really enjoyed it, and I've got to shoot shortly, so I think it's time we end the show.
Yeah, absolutely. Yep. Okay, so there we go. That is the end of round. That is the end of round 4 at Shanghai. Next week we're at Silverstone, which will be round 5. So that will be very interesting because Silverstone is a track that everybody knows, everybody loves, and just lends itself wonderfully to Formula One in general. So if you want to find out more about RWB International, then please come along to our website, rwbracing.club. You'll find all the information you need to about us there, and there's a Discord link. Click on that, come on onto Discord, and you'll find all the information about what it is we do, when we do it, how we do it, and who we do it with. And we want to do it with you. That sounds wrong, doesn't it? What we mean by that is come along and race with us. Race clean, race fair, race for position. You've seen all of that tonight. You've seen plenty of respect for each other. And of course, everyone's had a lot of fun. So it only needs me to now close out the final little bits. And that, of course, is that this league is sponsored by Racing Sim Tools. As I said earlier on, if you're not sure what that's all about, well, go and find out. $15 well spent, in my view. Don't mess around any further with it. Speed, as ever, it's always always difficult for us seeing these fellas enjoy themselves out there because we want to get out there and do it as well. And I know that we've got some interesting stuff coming up with endurance racing, which you and I are going to team up for, and we're going to do our best to bring it to people out there. So look out for that, everybody. So it only takes me finally to say he's been Speed.
He's been Tiger.
I have been Tiger, and this has been round 4 at Shanghai. You know what we say? Don't race alone, race RWB. And tonight, we're going to play in Jammer's honour as racer of the event, one of his songs. So listen to the song, enjoy it, and if you like what you hear, zip along to our Discord, find out who Jammer is, James Singleton. His link will be in the bottom of the YouTube channel. Zip along to his channel and support him by listening to his music, leaving some comments, and if you like it, buy it. It's only a couple of quid. Till next time, take care.